How's it going, guys? And thank you so much for joining me on yet another book review. This time we're going to be diving into cartooning the Hidden Figure by none other than Jack Hamm. I can tell you without question that this book in the 1980s at Ravensworth Elementary Library was the hardest book to check out. They only had one copy and every single kid wanted this book. It was virtually impossible to get it. So I want to say that I actually had it in my possession for about a day, and it was only because somebody that had checked it out let me borrow it overnight. That was the only time I was ever able to get my hands on it. Fast forward about 40 years, I came across this on Amazon, and it completely took me back. So I had to get a copy of it. Got it. Condition wasn't too great, even though it was labeled as new. It just was unread. But as you can imagine, this book came out in 1967. I think the printing of this is from sometime in the 80s, to be perfectly honest. So this, who knows? It could very well be the copy that was in my elementary school. But anyway, if you wanted to have something that showed though how illustration used to be done, cartooning used to be done, it's just an absolute gold mine. Now that being said, you have to understand this is from 1967. Jack Hamm was born in, I believe, 1916 or 1918. So when you come across a book like this, you have to go into it with the knowledge that there's a lot of things that may not be politically correct, how certain people are depicted, how women are depicted. It was a different time, but nonetheless, you absolutely have to check this book out if you are into cartooning and illustration in any sort of way, and understand that this was a very broad form of advertising, and the styles that he covers in this book is literally from virtually stick figures all the way to fleshed out fantastic renderings of people in portraiture. I really can't recommend it enough. There are plenty of exercises, food for thought, just structural balance of characters and caricature. It's amazing that this book really isn't talked about nearly enough as it should. I think it is, for my money, and it was only like a $12 book, one of the greatest I've ever seen. This whole section on hands and just how detailed you can get, or how simple you can get and still convey it. Clothing, wrinkles, you name it, this book has got every single thing you could ever want to check out. Even gets into the whole editorial cartoon look. As you can imagine, a lot of the political cartoons out there are a lot better rendered than just the quick little one-off sort of comic strips that we get. Comic strips tend to be, sadly, not as well rendered as they should, in my opinion, but that's just me. Gets into animation. I think this is just a fantastic book on just a glimpse into the past. I mean, you don't see people draw like this anymore. I think it's just great. I love it. Countless people, professional cartoonists, illustrators, have cited this book as the very first introduction into cartooning. It's pretty much what got them hooked on it, and also just it was essentially an art school on paper. It really is. It's a dynamite book. So if you have a chance, definitely grab a copy. You will not be disappointed. This is a great one. This little section here where it shows how to draw crowds of people, that's always been a fascinating thing for me, and cover it quite well. So check it out if you have any desire to have something that have anything that is from the past. This will definitely do you well. So thank you for joining me. Till the next time.